Good morning to you all from all of us here at Julian Campbell Foundation. And here we are in February. Can you believe that 2025 is going so fast? The purpose of this video is to talk about goal setting as a family for mental health and well-being, using what we've developed as a mood map, and also looking at all the chemicals that are in the brain, the neurotransmitters, and using that as an understanding or a platform to help us develop and manage our mood. So welcome everybody. If you're watching this live or you're watching this on the rerun, this is training that we would give to parents. This is training that we give to all of our mood mentors, because it's important for them to not only speak with the young people or the mentees to see what it is that they're dealing with and what area of their life they're dealing with it, but also to help them manage and change their mood by their actions, which kind of develop the neurotransmitters that are needed to change the behavior. So first of all, I'd really like for you to let's have a check-in first of all, using the JCF mood map to see where you are. So we know that mood is a mixture of two things: how much or how little energy you have and how you're feeling in that moment. Are you feeling a bit negative or low mood, or are you feeling positive and or in a good mood? And it's those two things together, how much energy you've got and how you're feeling, that in that moment give us the mood. So I'm just going to share with you a mood map that we use with our young people. Let's see whether I can make that a bit bigger. No, that doesn't make it bigger. Okay, that's good. So what you can see is we have 4 sections. We have our mood, high energy at the top and low energy at the bottom. And we have here we have the low mood, which is the red and the blue side, and here the yellow and the green side, which is really good mood, positive and everything. So where are you right now? Let's just do a check-in. If you can give an emoji just to see, just to kind of show and share where you are right now. I am, let me see, I am attentive, blessed. So I'm this, I don't know if you can see my cursor there. So I've got that little smiley face there. That's me at the moment. And let's see how that goes during this transmission, because maybe there might be a change. Let's see. So so where are you? So wherever you are, please put that emoji into the chat, so we can track, or you can track your progress through this live. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. So I'm just going to take that off. Or let me just say for a little bit about the mood map while you're looking at your mood and seeing where you are. So as I said, energy is a mixture of two things: how much or how little energy you've got and how you're feeling in that moment. Are you feeling negative or are you feeling positive? And it's that well-being or pleasantness with your energy that give you the mood in that moment, and your mood can be changed. And it's really good to do this as a family. It's really good to do this, like, as a parent with a young person, because sometimes what we've experienced as mentors is that young people wouldn't know how they feel because they're not used to expressing it. But what they can do is say, for example, I'm in the red. So that's a really good start, because if you're in the red, that means you're high energy and low mood. And so quite often it's stress, anxiety, overwhelm. And then at least then you'd know where the young person is and would be able to do something to manage that. And we're going to talk about strategies of managing that in this live. So let's say, for example, that in the yellow, that's high energy and really positive mood. So you're in action, you're doing things, you're feeling pleased, you're out there with people, you want to be with people, you're relating with people. Can we be like that all the time? No. However, there's certain chemicals, brain chemicals, and we'll talk about that later, that are when they are produced, or we can induce them, put us on the bright side or the right side of the map. Going down to the green part, so that's when we're positive mood and we're low energy. So coming out of an exercise routine, coming out of a yoga routine, coming out of, you're chilling with some really good friends, your loved one, anything like that can put us down here in the green. And then finally, the blue sides, the blue, that's low energy. And when we're feeling a bit cheesed off, a bit rubbish, we're not really feeling that good, this is where we're to be. And there's certain advantages of being in this zone as well. And we're going to be talking about the chemicals that are released when we are in the blue side, because first of all, it's really good for you to take that decision. Do you want to stay in this section or not? So how can we, and also as well, before we start, how does goal setting, when you think of goal setting, where does it put you in the map? Does it put you high energy? Does it put you low energy? Do you feel like, no, is it rubbish? Or do you feel really, really good? Where does it, let's just do a check-in to see how or where goal setting or the idea of goal setting puts you. For me, I feel excited when I'm goal setting, because it means to me that I'm going to achieve something at the end of a set period. So let's say we're doing the 30-day challenge, and with this 30-day challenge, we can, by the end of this 30-day challenge, I'm going to be managing my mood, I'm going to be exercising regularly, whatever goals you want to set for yourself and your family. So how does that make you feel, setting goals for yourself? Just have a check-in. So let's now combine this mood map, the Julian Campbell Foundation mood map, with the important chemicals that really do influence and impact our mood. So when we are, let's say, in the yellow, when we're in the yellow, we're high energy, high mood, we're happy, we're stable, and the chemicals and the neurotransmitters and the brain chemicals that are released while we're here is serotonin, for example. This will really help us. Oxytocin, this will really help us as well. But let's talk about serotonin. This keeps us balanced. This keeps us, helps us to sleep. And also as well, like, this is the chemical that gets released when we're out in the sunlight. So, that, remember I said before that when we're in the yellow, we're there, we're out there, we're speaking with people, we're really engaging, we are out there, we're not keeping ourselves to ourselves. And that's serotonin. Coming down to the green, let's have a quick look at when we're low energy and when we're a bit low energy. Then this can be, as well as serotonin, oxytocin. Oxytocin is the love hormone. It's a hormone or the chemical that really helps us when being released when we're in conversations with our friends, with our loved ones, a mother with her child, breastfeeding her child during birth, anything to do with bonding. So can you see that on the right side, or the bright side of the map, we've got the chemicals that are being released that help us be out there with people. And then on the left side of the map, and I think this is something that with a lot of our young people, this is what they're dealing with because of exams and pressure and stuff like that. On the left side of the map, we have at the top, we've got red. The chemical being released here is adrenaline. And at the bottom, in the blue, the chemical we have released here is cortisol. Now, let me just tell you a little bit about adrenaline and cortisol. Adrenaline and cortisol, and these are not chemicals that help us concentrate and help us focus on our tasks. So, like adrenaline is usually called the flight, fright, or freeze hormone because it helps us in a time of stress, centuries ago when we were being chased by animals, a bear or something like that, the adrenaline would be pumped through our bodies and it would give us that increased energy for us to escape, so we're not escape being prey. It's not a chemical that helps us concentrate and focus on a task, but rather it helps us escape a perceived threat. And then with cortisol, cortisol is similar. It helps us thrive during challenging times. It's a chemical that, adrenaline and the cortisol need to be in our bodies for a short time. But what's happening today in today's society is that these two chemicals are the ones that are in our body instead of for hours or a couple of days if we've got a work deadline, or or a young person in your life, they've got like a coursework deadline. These aren't chemicals that will stay for a small time. They should stay for a short time. But what's going on is that these chemicals are staying for weeks or months or sometimes years. And then when adrenaline and cortisol are in our bodies for years, then it really impacts our physical health. 30% of heart complaints and conditions are due to surges, constant surges in adrenaline and cortisol over time. And really what we need to do is minimize it. So what can we do to minimize adrenaline and cortisol when we have this perceived threat? Because back in the day, when we were being chased by an animal, and the threat was there for minutes, and then we escaped or we didn't escape, and then the adrenaline would then recognize we're out of that time of threat, and it would reduce its levels. But what can we do if that bear is replaced by a boss, a really demanding boss? What do we do if that bear is replaced by a really demanding teacher? We've got a really demanding deadline, or there's a friendship group and we're having challenges with the friendship group, and we've got these surges of cortisol and adrenaline that really are not helping us to focus and concentrate, but rather they want us to escape from the situation. What can we do? So please, what is it that you would do in that situation? Please write in the chat what you would do if you were in that perceived threat. Would you leave the work, leave your school? Would you be angry with the person, or would you deal with it another way? Because what we do here in the mood map, rather than deal with things in that way, we would look at how we can change from over here, which is the red and the blue side, and push ourselves over to the bright side of the map. Because when you change the chemistry and the chemicals in your brain, then you change the way that you're thinking, and therefore you change the outcome. Because somebody thinking, for example, with lots of adrenaline and cortisol in their bodies isn't really going to be thinking clearly, because these are the hormones or chemicals that we use to escape a perceived threat. So what we can do, what can we do? So, for example, let's say that we want more oxytocin, we want more serotonin, and also as well endorphins. I didn't mention endorphins before, but endorphins are a really great chemical or neurotransmitter because they help us. It's kind of like a pain relief and also takes away stress and anxiety. Endorphin can be brought into our brains by doing more exercise. So for running or something like this, and also exposing yourself to the sunlight. So look, running might not be for everybody. So we've got some other examples that we can do that. So just put something in the chat if running could be a way for you to change yourself. Because the thing is, you see, when you're in the red or the blue and you run, then your body thinks that it's run away from the threat. And then the levels of adrenaline go down. And when the levels of adrenaline go down, that means that the body resumes and goes back to normality again. And then you can start thinking, you can start reflecting, and in a completely different way. And this is a really good way for you to demonstrate this to your young people, the young people in your life as well, because you want them to be able to do this. You don't want them to be getting angry and all of these things and not resolving something powerfully. And similarly, to bring yourselves from the red and the blue side to the bright side of the map, what we want, for example, for example, there's something that's happened, you're upset, and you go and you speak with a loved one, or you ask advice, you find, or you go to somebody that's going to make you laugh and you have a laugh. Because all of these are ways of bringing yourself onto the bright side of the map, releasing serotonin, releasing oxytocin. And with those chemicals, you're more likely to focus, you're more likely to be successful in what it is that you're doing. And also as well, with the endorphins, this is a real help. So let's just do a little check-in. Where are you in the mood map now? I was attentive, I believe, or blessed. I was here. And now I believe I am calm. I am calm, even though I am talkative, I am calm. Just do a little emoji check-in for yourself, because it's really important. And isn't it great to see how we can change through 5 to 10 minutes, or we can change our mood after a conversation with a person, or being in a situation can really change our mood. And it's really great to get present to that, because once we know what puts us on the red, on the blue side, then we know what we can do to bring ourselves forward to the yellow and the green side by doing those actions that will increase those neurotransmitters and change our thinking and change our behavior. So this is, now we're talking about what we can do and goal setting. So what is the goal that you identify with? What is it that you want to achieve in the next 30 days? Because, for example, it might be improving your sleep. It might be improve relationship with a certain person, or it might be a study goal or something like this. And then from that time, every day, it's really, what we really need to do is put ourselves in the bright side of the map. So what can we do to keep ourselves in the yellow and the green side of the map, and keep away from the red and blue side of the map, which isn't really going to help us? So to keep ourselves in the green and yellow side, I'm going to suggest a couple of things, because if we're in the blue side, if you're feeling a bit low, you're feeling a bit melancholy, there are some advantages being there, because when we have less serotonin and less dopamine, then we are able to evaluate ourselves in the and the role that we've played in a certain situation, which is good. However, we don't want to stay there all the time. So if you're feeling a bit low, then 5 minutes of sunlight will really, really help to boost the serotonin and put yourself on the bright side, put yourself in the green, and change your thinking. So that's the goal. So that can be 5 minutes a day, going out, getting sunlight, all right, I know that sometimes it's raining and things like that in the UK. Well, but still, sunlight is sunlight. It doesn't matter if it's bright or not. It's still going to make a difference, and you can monitor that as you go. If you find yourself on the green side, which means that you're good mood, low energy, and you want to kind of like build yourself up, then it's really great to do a gratitude journal, because writing down 3 things that you're grateful for, this can be in the nighttime before you go to bed or in the morning. I like doing my prayers in the morning. um, Writing down what you're grateful for, then this is really good, because this brings up the serotonin and the oxytocin, which is the bonding hormone, and really kind of like elevates your well-being. So you are really positive. So what is it that you want to do? 5 minutes of sunshine every day, or 3 things to be grateful for every day. And it's really good because, first of all, it might be difficult to come up with 3 things that are really working. And then as time goes on, it will get easier and easier and easier. And then you'll have more and more of this serotonin being pumped out into into your brain, into your body. So what do we do? We are to get into the yellow side. So, good energy, high mood. What can we do to stay there? Because when we're there, it's, we're thriving, we are out there, we're having conversations with people, everything's going well, we're positive. So the goal here would be, for example, to write a 30-day like challenge, like for a journal, and sharing your process, sharing your progress with your friends and your family, because this will increase your levels of dopamine and oxytocin. And don't think that you can get your dopamine fixed by going onto the phone and checking out social media and stuff like that, because it doesn't really work, dopamine in that way, because dopamine is a chemical that is a reward chemical, and it's something that once we do something for a while, we want to reward ourselves, maybe by eating something or doing something that we really enjoy. And actually checking out social media and stuff like that is a shortcut, and we're getting the reward without any work. So that is kind of like, that has to be banned or reduced. And when we're in the red, so that means we've got lots of energy and we're low mood. What can we do to get ourselves out of there? So what we can do over the 30 days, for example, is to do some deep breathing, because doing the deep breathing, so deep, breathing in to the number of 5, and then holding for 5, and then gently releasing it to a count of 5. This really slows things down and lowers the cortisol levels, which in turn will impact your sleep. So, which of those things are you going to be doing over the next 30 days? Because goal setting is not just about, oh, I have to do this and I have to do that. It's just about understanding your brain, how it works, and like with all of the chemicals and the neurotransmitters, and working with it and not against it. So it's what I would encourage you to do is to track your mood with the mood map 4 times a day. So when you wake up in the morning, in the early afternoon, late afternoon, and evening. So 4 times, and it doesn't matter when you do it, but it has to be the same times for you every day. And in checking your mood, you'll be able to know, first of all, where you are and what neurotransmitters are prevalent in your body. So do you find yourself more on the red and the blue side? So would that be more cortisol, or would it be more adrenaline? Or do you find yourself more on the yellow and the green side? Or are there conversations or people and things that you're doing that bring you onto the green and the yellow side? So this is really important as well, to continue doing those things and to do less of the things that bring you into the red and the blue side. So I encourage you to measure your mood 4 times a day and share your goals on social media. So what is it that you want to do? Is it something that you want to improve sleep? Do you want to move from one zone to the next? Do you want to go from the red, like being stressed, to be over the yellow side or the green side? And for that reason, it's really good. I've suggested some things to do. I'll be going outside for 5 minutes a day to boost your serotonin levels through going in the sun, writing a gratitude journal, 3 things you're grateful for. Or, that could be a meditation, it could be a prayer, to be doing that constantly as well. Completing a journal challenge, because some of you might be something. And if writing isn't your thing, to be sharing with people, like, your progress, because that will surge up the hormones of dopamine and oxytocin. And also as well, like the breathing is very, very important to shift your mindset and shift yourself from the red and the blue side, because when you're doing that, you're changing your nervous system. Your sympathetic nervous system is more in control, and you're not at flight, fright, or freeze. You're not at the subject, or you're not, reacting to certain situations. And if you want something a bit more rapid, then running would be really, really good, because the running would increase the levels of endorphins in your brain. And then with the levels of endorphins, this changes your thinking. So all these things that we've been talking about during this live are actions that you can take with the sciencey bits in the background. Like, why does sunlight improve your mood? Why does exercise improve your mood? It's all about the neurotransmitters. It's all about these chemicals, because these are the chemicals that really, when they're in your body, they will change your mood. They will change the way you're thinking, and therefore make you more productive in your goal setting, and you'll achieve more success with that. So giving yourself smart targets, so small, measurable, attainable targets, and realistic targets, is really the thing to do. So let's just see. Let us have a check-in so we can finalize what's going on here. So my energy has gone down since, because I think I was really excited before. I would say now that I am satisfied. I am satisfied, so I'm feeling very positive and low mood. And where are you? Like, let's just do a little check-in to see where you are in the mood map. And have you changed? Have you changed where you are in the mood map? Yes or no? That will be the thing to ask yourself. So today we have talked about how we can manage our well-being, our mental health and well-being, through goal setting. And this technique, this is how we train our mood mentors, and our mood mentors in turn work with young people in schools, in the community, to help them identify their moods and manage their mood, because you can't manage anything if you don't know how you're feeling in the first place. Young people that we're working with, they already know people that make them feel good about themselves, and and they know what, a lot of young people, they turn to art or music or lots of other activities to help them manage their mood and put them into the positive side of the map, and they don't realize what they're doing. So what we do, this is like diagnostic, it's a visual is a visual way, means of a young person discovering where they are. And then they have a choice. Do they want to stay there or do they want to move? And in a similar way, as parents and carers, we can do the same thing. So it's really great for us to show a young person and to work with a young person. This is how I'm feeling. For example, something has happened. Let's say, for example, that as a parent, we're feeling nervous because we're going to collect some results from the doctors. And of course, that we don't know what the results might be. But I think it's a really good thing to be able to share with the young person how you're dealing with it. And you can say, well, I got, I've done these tests and now I am feeling, I'm in the red here. I'm just a little bit, a bit nervous. So this is what I'm going to do to manage that. So what is it that you're going to do? You're going to go and talk to a friend. You're going to pray, look at things that you're grateful for. You're going to go and you're going to do some running. Are you going to go out and do some walking? Are you going to go to a comedy night or go to hang out with some friends that make you laugh? Because all these kind of things, it's important for us to show our young people how we're managing our mental health and well-being, because they are learning from us and what we're doing. So thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you. And please put any comments below. This is something that we train our families and our mentors in, how to use the mood map, and any feedback would be very gratefully received. So wishing you a good day, and I will see you next week in next week's video. Thank you very much.